These past 2 days, the entire internet has been congratulating Hubei province on securing the naming rights for a warship. Because, as a gift for this year's Army Day, the 4th Type 075 amphibious assault ship was officially announced. It has been named the Hubei. With this move, the rumored 4th aircraft carrier will no longer be named after Hubei. But some netizens say it's fine. The Hubei is a one-of-a-kind Type 075. Because, unless it's for export, China won't be building any more 075s domestically. As for this claim, I think it's quite convincing. Whether it's truly a one-off is still uncertain. But speaking of potential future exports, I believe the Type 075 has great potential. Let's talk about it in detail today. We all know smartphone manufacturers offer various models at different price points to cater to different consumer needs. For example, the trifold is great, but its sales are low. In the first half of the year, Huawei's top-selling model was the PR70 series. From Huawei's perspective, which of these two phones is better? That depends on how you compare them. The same principle applies. We all know the J20 has better overall performance than the J35. So why not have Shenyang Aircraft Corporation use the J20 blueprints to... Also, we know the Type 076 is more advanced than the 075. And the 076 is almost ready for release. So, why are we still building the Hubei? Same logic applies. It's just a matter of different positioning. Both the 076 and 075 are amphibious assault ships. Their model numbers differ by just 1 digit. So many people think it's just a simple upgrade. But in reality, it might not be. Because compared to the 076, the 075 has at least 3 advantages. First, it's faster to build. The production line for the Type 075 amphibious assault ship is already highly mature. High construction efficiency. Its lead ship took only 3 years from start to official commissioning. Subsequent construction time was significantly shortened. At the current pace, a new one can be built in about 2 years. By comparison, the Type 076 is larger in size and more technically complex. Its construction cycle is much longer. It also costs significantly less to build. The Type 076 is equipped with advanced systems like electromagnetic catapults, increasing its displacement and making it far more expensive to construct than the Type 075. According to relevant data, the cost to build a single Type 075 amphibious assault ship is only 3 billion RMB. Meanwhile, a Type 076, due to complex systems like electromagnetic catapults, is expected to cost over 10 billion RMB per unit. Lastly, the 075 is more suited to current near-sea combat needs. Given the complexity of the Taiwan Strait situation and urgency in safeguarding the South China Sea, the Chinese Navy has a strong demand for amphibious assault ships. The Type 075 can be built quickly. meeting urgent needs for amphibious deployment capabilities in a short time. For example, in a Taiwan Strait conflict, the Type 075 can rapidly deploy multiple composite brigades, forming sufficient troop density, whereas the 076 cannot quickly fill that numerical gap in the short term. So, to summarize simply, the Type 075 is cheaper to build, faster to construct, and better meets current needs. That is its advantage. Take the earlier starships in the same class, the Hainan, Guangxi and Anhui. They were commissioned in April 2021. April 2022. And September 2022, respectively. 3 ships entered service in less than a year and a half. That's something the 076 simply can't match. What's more, the 075 is far from being weak. We can't just call it an outdated internet celebrity just because the 076 is here. In the amphibious assault ship category, it's still the top dog. It's just that the Type 076's role and function have shifted, making the 075 seem less prominent. For example, the 076 has over 10,000 more tons in displacement than the 075. It's 13 meters longer, 7 meters wider, and features twin-island design. It can even take off and land J-35s. Strictly speaking, the 076 could even be considered a carrier, disguised as an amphibious assault ship. That said, the 075 still stands tall as a genuine amphibious assault ship. Say what you will. Only China and the US can build 40,000-ton-class amphibious assault ships today. Japan and France have some too, but they're too small to be worth mentioning. As for Russia, it has long lost the ability to build such ships. Just as a side note, years ago, Russia tried to order 2 small amphibious assault ships from France. But France broke the contract later, and those 2 ships ended up being sold to Egypt. Russia had absolutely no options. So now, the number of countries that possess amphibious assault ships is extremely limited. And any country that can build a 40,000-ton class vessel like this, they'll surely call it an aircraft carrier. Aircraft carrier just sounds better. Take the French aircraft carrier, Charles de Gaulle. Compared to the 075, it's about the same length, same displacement, and similar top speed. It's hard to understand where France gets the confidence to cruise near the South China Sea. So, to evaluate the 075, we must look at its core functional positioning as an amphibious assault ship. What exactly is the core functional role of an amphibious assault ship? As the name suggests, it must have powerful amphibious combat capability. On one hand, it must carry numerous helicopters, tiltrotters, and other aircraft. 2 rapidly airlift troops via airborne transport. 2 islands and other targets, along with equipment and supplies, providing strong air support for landing operations. On the other hand, it must have a spacious well deck, capable of carrying hovercrafts, amphibious vehicles, and other amphibious warfare equipment. It must be able to transport marine forces from sea to shore. Achieving flat beach landings, and thus effectively integrating naval and air power in amphibious operations. Establish a beachhead and push inland. To complete amphibious combat missions. So, let's see how the 075 performs in this regard. First of all, a single Type 075 can carry up to 30 shipborne helicopters at once. Z-28, Z-10, and Z-20 among others. The Z-8 handles troop transport for the Marines. The Z-10 provides firepower support. And the Z-20 has even more roles, including reconnaissance, landing, transport, and assault missions. Secondly, it can deploy 30 to 35 armored vehicles in one go. According to related sources, there are two loading configurations. One is to load 10 main battle tanks, plus 20 amphibious assault vehicles. The other is to fully load 35 amphibious infantry fighting vehicles. Meanwhile, its well-decked can also carry 2 hovercraft landing ships. Its maximum troop delivery capacity per sortie is 1,500 personnel. Due to differences in cost and construction cycle, the 075 and 076 have different market positions. Looking ahead from an export perspective, different customers with different budgets will now have more choices. Wealthy clients can opt for the 076, but it must be bundled with the J35 and data link systems. Those with tighter budgets should go for the 075. Equip it with a few dozen armed helicopters and drones to show off at sea. That's impressive enough. At least it's stronger than Thailand's HTMS Chakri Narubet. So, speaking of this, if you think about it more deeply, including the J-35, the PL-15 missile, drones, robotic wolves, etc., doesn't it start to feel like we're offering a full land-sea air equipment combo pack? After all, the customer's needs are our goals. In the future, there might be Standard, Pro Plus, and even Pro Max versions. You just need to check your wallet and decide for yourself. Defense manufacturing is a great business. When it comes to differentiated competition and product design, Chinese people don't seem to fear anyone. This might just be the embodiment of cognitive productivity in the defense industry. So don't laugh at me for daydreaming or being unrealistic. Because if we can sell the J-35 and even sell warships, why not the 075? And you have to realize, defense exports aren't just business. They're also a kind of political linkage. Behind the ongoing construction of the 075, there may be even deeper strategic considerations.